full-time MMA?
MMA.
Nothing
Yeah.
else?
My life, man, yeah.
Back to the daily grind. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Yeehaw! Donald Cerrone, you gotta love him. Anyone, anywhere, any place, anytime, anyhow, any who, any amount, any gender. Alright. I'm just fucking around. Donald Cerrone will fight anyone, anything, anywhere, any place, in any house, Alright, I had to go again. Fuck Donald Cerrone, bro. You have to love this shit right here. And then you start to think about, man, you know that's what he loves, this is what he loves, but then when you start thinking about brain damage and livers fucking split and injuries and all of that shit, and you add that on top of a few losses, it's like, damn, how long, man? I don't even know really what to say here. I just think, in my opinion, this is not a good look. I mean, Donald Cerrone is known as one of the, most active UFC fighters. He doesn't care who he's fighting. He doesn't care if you're ranked. He doesn't care if it's short notice. Alright, I'm not going to do that again. But, I mean, he's coming off of 2 losses now. He's already scheduled to fight a young, future stud, Darren Till. I'm talking about future of MMA potential, undefeated Darren Till. The more and more I watch him in fucking interviews, post-fight, all of his fights, just everything about fucking Darren Till, I'm becoming more of a fan. And that's who Donald Cerrone's fighting next. And not only that, Donald Cerrone didn't even know Darren Till's name when he signed to fight him, so he didn't know everything I'm learning about Darren Till. He might fucking, well, he might not have learned what he needs to yet, because he would be focusing on Darren Till if he fucking knew what I knew. Darren Till is a savage, son. Yo, you seen my predictions? I low-key got Darren winning this fight, and Donald Cerrone's already saying he's got his next opponent in mind and damn near booked for a December fight. What the fuck? What if you get your eggs scrambled in this fight? Are you even going to be medically cleared to fight in December? To me, this is like he's looking past his opponent. And I know it's not because he's unranked. I know Donald Cerrone's going to take every fight serious because he loves fighting and whatnot. But, bro, I don't know. In my head, I don't even think he should be thinking about his next opponent. Well, I take that back a little bit, because they say you should have your next opponent in mind, so whenever you win, you can call him out. So maybe he should be thinking about his next opponent. But this is what Donald Cerrone had to say. He's saying it's pretty much already done, and his teammate says he knows who it is. And I'll tell you who I think it's gonna be. Well, you already see the fucking picture. I forgot. I was recording this, not looking at the thumbnail. I think it's gonna be Wonder Boy versus Cowboy, just because that's got a fucking ring to it, and I think that'd be a great style matchup, and it'd be a dope fight. I mean, because Cowboy, I don't think he's gonna play the Tyron Woodley route, the smart route, the fucking, alright, this is gonna be a boring fight if you don't come out of your game plan. Cowboy's gonna be like, fuck that, I'm coming forward. You think you're the fucking karate counter punching master, counter striking master? Well, let's see if you can outstrike this. Yeah, motherfucker, fuck you talking about. So I really would love Cowboy versus Wonder Boy. They both got the boy right there, Cowboy, Wonder Boy. Got a ring to it. Donald Cerrone versus Stephen Thompson. Both of these guys have fights scheduled, though. So Donald Cerrone's planning ahead. I wonder if Wonder Boy is. Wonder Boy's got a tougher matchup on his hands, as if you want to go, well, yeah, I think that's fair to say. Wonder Boy's fighting fucking Jorge Masvidal, who's ranked number 4 in the welterweight division currently at UFC 217 Madison Square Garden. So Wonder Boy will be fighting 2 weeks after Cerrone, if all went well. If all goes well and both of them win their fights, that'd be an amazing fight for December 30th, where all of these fights, I guess, are happening. I mean, I just seen Michelle Waterson versus Tisha Torres got added to UFC 218. I probably won't do a separate video on that. Actually, I might. That's pretty big, right? So UFC 218 is pretty much filled out. UFC 219 stacked, but it's not official where what's gonna be where. But my guess is we're gonna have a pretty big January card too, because there's a lot of fucking dope ass fights that are supposed to be happening soon, and they're not all gonna fit December 30th. So I mean, that's a good thing, because when you look at this year, it was a little slow start. So with that being said, man, Donald Cerrone, this is what he had to say. Let's read that real quick. He said, "Not to mention do I love it, but then I just know the amount of money coming into my bank account when I put 4 fights in. They can't officially book me too. It won't work. It's just on ice." So he's talking about, you know, because Donald Cerrone, he's been fighting for a while now. He's getting paid a lot more than some of these other guys, and he's loving it, of course. And he doesn't just get what he, you know, what you see on the check. Donald Cerrone's got fucking Monster on his shorts. I've really never heard the numbers for that. I don't know how much fighters get paid. You know, Monster really only signs like the biggest fighters. And wasn't it the Monster guy at that UFC retreat that was like, if you're fucking on your ass at the end of the fight, you're not who we want. We want the guys with their hands raised. Was that the Budweiser guy or the Monster guy? I just remembered that. Somebody was drunk. I think it might have been the Budweiser guy. Oh, but Donald Cerrone, he's got the fucking Monster. He's sponsored by Budweiser. I mean, Donald Cerrone's got the sponsorships on deck. On top of, he's been around, so he gets paid a little bit more than some of these other guys. He's got a lot of fans behind him. Definitely a star. If you want to talk about stars in the UFC, I don't think I talk about Donald Cerrone enough. He's definitely a star. He's more than a fan favorite. People know Donald Cerrone. But the bad thing is, he's coming off of 2 losses, and he's already fucking damn near wanting 2 more fights. Holy crap. But he did say, hey, fuck it, win or lose, I'll take those 4 fights a year. And look at that motherfucking paycheck. But let's continue to see what Donald Cerrone had to say. So, he was talking to Luke Thomas in this interview, by the way. He said, they can't officially book me for 2 fights, but it's on ice. So he's saying it's pretty much locked and loaded. As soon as this fight's over, we're going to sign that contract. I wonder if he's already got the contract. You know, him and Dana White are pretty cool. So, I mean, I'm sure he's talked about it because it's such a big card. You know, Donald Cerrone, it'd be great to have him on any of these big cards. Also, Donald Cerrone, though, he continued on. He trains with Joe Schilling. And Joe Schilling, who was talking to MMA Tonight, said, I know who he's fighting, but now I feel like I might have just let the cat out of the bag on that one. It's going to be a good fight. It's an exciting matchup for sure. I think a lot of people will be excited for it. That's all I can say. But let's get this Darren Till out of the way first. So, he's talking about after Darren Till. Joe Schilling already knows who it is that fucking Donald Cerrone is going to be fighting. Holy crap. That means Donald Cerrone, the way I see it is he's looking past Darren Till. And I mean, just being a fan of combat sports, just being a fan of sports in general, you don't look past your fucking opponents. This is a fucking young killer coming at you. But maybe he's gonna take that fight win or lose, so hopefully he doesn't get fucking knocked out twice like in the Jorge Masvidal fight. And what if he loses this fight in any fashion, even a decision? Do you still get that same fight you're waiting to sign on if you're on a 3-fight losing streak? I mean, Donald Cerrone could be on a 5-fight losing streak, and as long as he wants to, as long as he wants to fight, people are gonna want to watch. But I mean, I just don't know about this. Maybe I'm overrating Darren Till, but I guess we'll find that out this Saturday. It's a daytime fight card. Donald Cerrone versus Darren Till. Karolina Kowalkiewicz is in the co-main event, man. I feel like I've said enough on this video. It is what it is. Chris Cyborg and Holly Holm, man, they responded to each other. Let's get to that video. Let the haters know what the fuck you tell me in the comments. I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.